In the quiet village of Aljustrel, near Fatima, lived a little girl named Clara, the daughter of poor farmers. She grew up hearing the stories of the three shepherd children, Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta, who in 1917 saw the Virgin Mary on the hills of Cova da Iria. To Clara, those apparitions were not just tales from the past. They were living promises that God never abandons his own. Her parents, however, had drifted far from the faith. Her father, a man scarred by loss and disappointment, often said prayer doesn't fill an empty stomach. Her mother, though more tender-hearted, followed her husband in silence, afraid of stirring conflict. And so, in Clara's home, the Bible gathered dust. The rosary lay forgotten in a drawer, and Mass was a distant echo of better days. But Clara prayed. She prayed in secret, under her blanket at night. She prayed walking to school. She prayed gazing at the starry sky. And every time she passed the chapel of the apparitions, she made the sign of the cross, even if no one saw. One summer, a terrible drought struck the region. Crops withered, wells ran dry, and hope seemed to vanish with the morning dew. Clara's father, desperate, turned to drink. The family began to fall apart. Then one sleepless night, Clara had a dream. In her dream, she stood in Cova da Iria. The sun shone with unusual gentleness, and a lady in a white mantle, with a golden belt and a rosary in her hands, smiled at her. "Clara," she said in a voice as soft as the wind through olive trees, "do not be afraid. Prayer is the rain that makes hope bloom in the desert of the heart. Pray the rosary every day. Pray for your parents. Pray for the conversion of sinners. And trust, where there is faith, there is miracle." When Clara awoke, she felt an inexplicable peace. That very day, she went to the chapel and, with the few coins she had saved, bought a rosary. She returned home and, with the courage of a child who carries heaven in her heart, said to her parents, "Let's pray together. Just the Our Father and the Hail Mary, please." Her father grumbled, but her mother, eyes glistening, nodded. That night, for the first time in years, the family prayed in unison. Days later, Clara began inviting neighbors to pray the rosary in her home. Slowly, their simple living room became a small sanctuary of prayer. People came, not only because of the drought, but because of hidden sorrows, a son lost to drugs, a broken marriage, an incurable illness. And there, before the rosary and the image of Our Lady of Fátima that Clara had hung on the wall, many wept, reconciled, and returned to confession. Then, one August dawn, the sky opened. A gentle, almost shy rain began to fall. It wasn't a flood, but enough to moisten the parched earth and rekindle hope in weary hearts. Clara's father, seeing the first green shoots sprouting in the fields, knelt on the damp soil and, for the first time in 20 years, prayed aloud, "Forgive me, Lord." "And thank you, Mother of Heaven," Clara smiled. She knew the Lady of Fátima had not promised riches, but faith. And with faith, all things are made new.